Well, hello. So today we're going to speak about a dark subject, and that is the erosion of society. And what's going on? What's going on with society? I'm scared. Get me my can of tea tree oil from Trader Joe's. Because it's so perfect. If you have ingrown hairs, you can just rub it in there and you're like, oh, ingrown hair be gone. If you have any ailments, I put it up my nose. Sometimes by accident. I'm like, ooh, and then there's a booger. No. I only did that once. And it felt interesting. So I don't know the medicinal. Let me know in the comment section down below the medicinal values of tea tree oil from Trader Joe's. And tea tree oil shampoo, which is so nice and soft. But back to what we were talking about, the erosion of society. So recently in the news, we've seen the whole situation with, what's happening with this drowning man and the situation with that, and this lady with the podcast, they are streaming of the thing with the death. And it was just horrible. It was just horrible. And I don't mean to make quick light of it because there's just so much to talk about. How do we arrive here? How do we get here? I think that when you look back at video footage, at movies that we were watching, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years ago, you got The Birds, you got Alfred Hitchcock movies, where a lot of the horror was inferred. It was just like, you saw this thing, and then it was like you saw the chocolate blood, and it wasn't, it was Hershey's chocolate, but it wasn't, I think that's what it was. But, it's the erosion. But now when you look at some horror, it's like, no, we're going to show you the cells, and look what happens to them, and an explosion, and every single brain matter. And it's just like, do I really need to see that? Now, when you look at the element of The Secret, you see that we're attracting that. So the more we're putting attention to it, the more we're attracted to it. And I want to throw extra kudos to Whoopi Goldberg on The View for not making an effort of not showing these particular footages so we can, we can address them, talk about them, sweep off to the side, and move forward. Another element, video games. I mean, I love video games. I know when people are like, oh, it's making children erode to society. I was like, I think there's a certain level of truth to that. I think that when you put people, at first you had Mario, and Mario was doing this, and now he's throwing a cap, and Zelda and stabbing people and this thing, and now, and those franchises have pretty much kept somewhat tame, even though they've gotten more animated and whatnot. But you look at the Mortal Kombat world, people were like, oh my god, there's a red splatter going to come. It's like, oh really? Wait 20 years. And then you've got the Mortal Kombat people just ripping. I mean, we're going to show you screenshots of the bones being cracked. If you thought before it was bad. So you see the erosion, and then you see even in the consciousness, in the movies that are coming out, people are questioning about the whole Batman thing and him allowing someone to die, and then the whole Superman thing. And I'm not, no spoilers to the Superman movie, but it really changes the character for a lot of people. So, all those things, and the erosion of our characters. Some of them were like, I didn't kill up until now because I gotta make money. It's more dramatic that way. So I think that all those things, movies, video games, and then the Facebook thing. There's just like, oh, you thought it was just video games? No, it's real life. I don't like you. I hate you. It's like, and it became this. It's like, wait a second, the pictures are now people. Oh no, it's zombie apocalypse. I know, but not in the way you thought it was, right? Oh. So all those things are happening. How do we get back together? How do we get together? What we do is you don't have to say I'm sorry. You don't have to say I'm sorry to people. You can just be like, okay, I can't work with you right now. And and just distance yourself. But what about the new people or people that you don't necessarily have beef with? It's like, hey, how are you? You don't have to make friends. You don't have to be friends with people. You can be pleasant and nice and kind. You don't have to send judgment, because when you open the doors of judgment just floods right on in. It goes, oh really? Well, let me take out a couple babies. Because you said that. And that let me in. That's how darkness works. Darkness is like a tiny little door, and there's like, oh really? Well, let me carve out some more crafts, and there's oh my god, a bunch of dead babies and molested children. Who did this? So all those things, it's just, and that's, so how do we as a society stop that from happening? The way we do it is by creating bonds with human beings, with not by just that certain level of respect. Just respect people's things, respect people's privacy, respect people's being, respect, just constant respect. If that person's point of view, whatever. Somebody posted somebody kicking a cart, and then they were like, here's their phone number, get them. I was like, well, what's the story afterwards? What's the story before? What's the story with the guy who owned the cart? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going on that particular evidence that is given me at that particular time, and I am not. First of all, I don't have enough evidence. Second of all, I shouldn't be judge and jury, because what goes around comes around. So, what do you think about all those things? About cohesively narrowing our sense of judgment and allowing more mercy to come through and respect. I think that's a good thing, right? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think it's video games? Do you think it's the movies? Do you think it's Game of Thrones? Because I love Game of Thrones and I'm not willing to give it up. Do you think it's Westworld? Because I love Westworld and I'm not willing to give it up that too. So, what do? Does it make us want to kill? Or does it make us want to love and understand creativity, or what could happen if we kill? Dun, 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 plot twist. I want to wish you all a wonderful, 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 wonderful eternity.